Ms. Ambassador Smith, now regarding the NATO summit and the support for Ukraine, there has been the announcement that also some military jets will be provided, but only by a few states, and other states are not willing to join in. So how big is the joint NATO support for Ukraine really?
Well, the joint support for Ukraine is huge. Over the last 2 years, every single member of the alliance has provided important economic, humanitarian, and security assistance to Ukraine. So we have to salute all of those efforts. And many European countries are housing Ukrainian refugees. In terms of right now, the new assistance that's flowing, we did have an announcement earlier today that 2 countries in particular, the Netherlands and Denmark, are now sending those F-16s that will be operational this summer. But we also have 5 countries that are providing critical air defense systems to Ukraine, and more assistance will keep flowing. So we'll celebrate the announcements that are being made this week in Washington, but just know that more is on the way. It's not the end of the story.
You say it's not the end of the story. Ukraine wants that the end of the story is the full membership. So there is a lot of discussion about that. Last year in Vilnius, the goal was fixed also in the document that the future of Ukraine is in NATO. But a few weeks ago, US President Biden said it doesn't have to be in NATO, it's just a matter of how strong Ukraine is, that Russia can never invade Ukraine again. So what's the American position, in NATO or not in NATO?
Well, we stand behind what we said last year, that Ukraine's future is in NATO, but this year Ukraine will not be receiving an invitation to become a member of the alliance. There are 2 concerns. One, there's a full-scale war on their territory that Russia is instigating in this moment that we'd like to see stop. It's hard to bring in a member of the alliance when their borders are contested. 2, every new member of the alliance must meet certain reforms. That's true for the European Union, and it's true for the NATO alliance. So we will keep working with the Ukrainians on those reforms. We will provide them with the assistance that they need to prevail on the battlefield, and in the meantime, we're building a bridge to membership by establishing this new NATO command that will help them achieve all they need to in modernizing their forces to become a member of the alliance.
You're talking about NATO command and also probably about a German role in that, because some of the support has to be coordinated from Wiesbaden in Germany. Do you expect a more active role of Germany as United States?
Well, look, the Germans have really gone above and beyond. We are grateful for what Germany has provided to Ukraine. Most recently, the decision by Chancellor Scholz to provide another Patriot to Ukraine couldn't have come at a more critical time. Ukrainians need to defend their cities. They need to defend their civilians against these attacks stemming from Russia. And so we applaud everything that Germany is doing. We know they will continue working with the alliance to move Ukraine closer to NATO over the medium term or short term, whatever it takes. But Germany really is a leading member of all of the capability coalitions and doing its fair share on defense, in its own defense investments, but also in supporting Ukraine.
The discussion in Germany is a lot about those defense investments. Do you expect Germany to hit this 2% goal every year from now on?
Well, allies committed 10 years ago to spend 2% of GDP on defense. When we made that pledge, only 3 countries met the target. This year, in 2024, 23 countries, including Germany, now spend 2%. We want that to stay. We want to stay the course. We want to get to 32. We want all members to spend 2. And some countries are even stretching beyond. The United Kingdom, some of the Nordic countries, some of the countries in Eastern Europe, certainly the United States, are spending above 2%. So we salute Germany for getting to the 2%. It was critical, and we do encourage it to stay the course.
Okay, final question. There's a lot of discussion in the US about the future of Joe Biden. Does it affect your efforts here as US delegation at the NATO summit, and do you expect the president to also run this office for the next NATO summit?
Well, we can't predict the outcome of our election, but look, we had a wonderful celebration last night at Mellon Auditorium. That's the place where the NATO treaty was signed 75 years ago, and the president gave a powerful, emotional speech about the importance of this alliance. He insisted that the United States host this summit, so all of this is at his request. He wanted the US to host. He's excited to jump in, and we can't be more excited to welcome all 32 allies and partners to the summit later today.
Thank you so much for your time, Ambassador Smith.